Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is our little, well, what do I want to call it? I just ran out of words, didn't I? This is a boxed set of blank note cards, is what it's going to be when we get it finished. This is the actual box. It's what this tutorial is for. This tutorial is how to make this little box that's going to hold a set of note cards out of Nature's Sketchbook by G45. Alright, so it opens up and it's going to hold, I'm not sure how many yet, but it's going to hold note cards and envelopes that we're also going to make out of our G45 Nature's Sketchbook. This collection, this beautiful collection right here. Alright, that Miss Tamara at Comfort Craft Creations sent over. We're going to be making some note cards, but this tutorial is how to make the box. I thought this would be a great gift, or just to keep on hand to have note cards for whenever, you know, you just need an any occasion kind of thing. I don't plan on making them specific to any occasion. I wanted to make them blank, and in the next little part of the video I'm going to show you my inspiration, and that's it. Thanks for joining in, and I hope you enjoy. Good morning, and welcome back to some creative therapy with Sunny. I would like to get started, or at least figure out what I'm going to do. I'm kind of still in the planning stages of making my first project with the Nature Sketchbook, this gorgeous paper from G45. And I had mentioned what I was thinking of when I did the haul video and showed off these gorgeous papers. And here I actually found the item that I was referring to that I kind of want to copy. And I warned you that it was vintage 1990s in its style. Let me remove it from these papers so you can see just how just how 90s we really are with this design. Okay, I was much younger then, so I was very impressed with this. I just thought it was gorgeous. I like mosaics, and it's not quite a mosaics, but it kind of reminds me of that. And it has an Italian tile feel to it, and I kind of like European things too. Anyway, here's what I love about it. And look, I told you I treasured this. I didn't want to use them all up. I actually still have one of the cards left that I never used because I just didn't want them to be all gone. So this is actually not even made with cards or chipboard. This is just folded cardstock. So it's doubled and it's heavy. And you know what? I've had this probably 15 to 20 years and it's held up pretty well. So I really don't see any point of using chipboard. I think we can do basically the same thing. I am going to do it a little different. I'm not going to fashion mine out of pattern paper. I'm going to use cardstock and I'm going to cover it with pattern paper. And I'm going to change the size. This is an odd size of card. It measures a little over 5, like 5 1/16 by 6, 5 by 6 cards. Anyway, I decided I wanted to use like a standard size card. I believe these are A4s, and as y'all can see, I'm not a very good card maker. I've only made a few, so my stamping leaves a lot to be desired. But anyway, I pulled this out for sizing. So what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to make my note card set for an A4 size instead of this 5 by 6 size, roughly 5 by 6. Just because I want to be able to put standard cards in it. I want to make it more practical for most people. I'm sure they made that, you know, I don't know why they made it this size. But anyway, so I've decided my dimensions here are going to be based on a smaller card. We're going to go with like, I think it's an A4, right? So basically what you will do is you will take a piece of 8.5 by 11 paper and you will cut it in half. And if you're card makers, I'm sure you know this. So, you know, forgive me if I'm talking down to people that already know what they're doing. But like I said, I'm not a card maker, so I just measured it and did the math because I'm still new. And the few cards that I have made, I've actually gone to a class and it was pre-cut. So I didn't know the measurements. You know, I'm just a big old dummy here. So take your 8.5 by 11 and cut it at 5.5. This is going to give you the base for 2 cards. Okay. And then take each of those and switch it. Now look at me, everything's falling apart. I want to get a nice scoreboard. That is going to be my treat to self. All right, now take your 2 pieces. I hope I'm in frame here. And just go ahead and score those at 4 1/4. All right, so 4 1/4. There you go. And 4 1/4. There you go again. All right. Now your score has a valley and a mountain. Put your mountain side up and go over the mountain. And then just burnish it down. All right. So there we go. Mountain side up. Over the mountain, which, you know, kind of goes against our instinct because we want to take that valley since it's already a dip and we think we're supposed to fold this way. It actually does much better if you do the opposite. Go over the mountain. All right, so here's 4 note cards already. We'll work on those shortly. I think the first thing we need to do is we need to construct this box. Haven't decided what paper I want to use for envelopes because I don't want to waste this beautiful linen paper. This is this good paper that Miss Tammy has in her shop. I had this left over from my November project that she had sent me, or was it October? Anyway, the one that we did the crate. And this color is really pretty. I think it'll be a good base for the cards. However, I don't want this for the box. I just, number one, I just get things too dirty. And if you look at the collection, there's a lot of black. And you know, I love, love, love black. That's like the only cardstock I really use. I don't use a lot of colors unless it's for an accent, maybe some photo mats or something. In my opinion, everything looks better. Almost every single thing looks better on black. Even old ladies. Black, black, black. So I want to construct the box out of some black cardstock. I'm going to go get the dimensions. It just makes everything pop. Look how pretty and vibrant everything looks sitting on black. See how that pops? It's going to be pretty on the white cards too, or the cream colored cards. I mean, that's okay. That's all right, but it just, and this definitely looks good. That's almost a perfect match, okay? See? This cream color and this blue. You can bet we're going to have a card with some of that going on because I just love that blue color. But anyway, as far as the box itself, I got to go with black. I go through more black cardstock and because it works. All right. So, and it's easier. You don't have to worry about getting the right shade of green, the right shade of red, and then that limits you with certain papers. Forget it. Put it on black. All right. So, I guess I'll shut up. I don't know. I didn't mean to get on a black tangent. It's just that I use it for almost every darn thing. All right. So, let me go and work out the dimensions of our box. To get it the way I want it. And I've already started my little note making. I got my moleskin, you know, that is falling apart. but it's got my dimensions for my different things. You know what? I had started using it for something else, even painted in it at one point, but it has turned into my project notebook. And so this is what we're working on today, and I will be getting all my dimensions. I do want to fold this over. I'm not going to use Velcro. I think I'm going to go with a magnet. The basic gray and the larger size magnet. I am going to double this. So I'm just going to go play with some dimensions and figure out how we're going to piece it exactly. And then we will get started on our boxed note card set using the Graphic 45 Nature Sketchbook. Alright, so for our first piece, I'm going to have you cut. I'm going to call this piece A, alright, for the box. And I would like for you to cut this 5 7/8 5 7/8 this way by 10 1/2 this way. Okay? On the 10 1/2 inch side, I would like you to score it 4 5/8. So that's 4 5/8, 9 1/4, and 10 inches. Alright, so I've already scored mine, so I'm folding. Got my mountains up, I'm going over the mountain. Alright, I want to fold and burnish the 4 5/8 first. Okay? Because I want to fold the next one with that one in place. I want to make sure we've got room for that one to clear. Alright. When I fold the next one. And the next one being 9 1/4. Okay. And then go ahead and just fold the one that's at 10 inches. Alright, this is actually going to be our front cover. Okay? Alright, so I would also like you to go ahead and grab your glitter glue, or if you would prefer to use score tape or whatever, and go ahead and let's glue the first section, which is 5 7/8. I'm sorry, which is 4 5/8. Sorry. I was looking at my notes and I looked at the wrong line, the wrong information. Alright, so this section measures 4 5/8, and we're gluing it to the next section that measures the same, because this is going to be, whoops, stop, hold the presses. Before we do that, so sorry. I want to come in. We're going to do this over. So sorry. And about halfway, you know, it's one of those guesstimate things. You know how I do. I'm so glad I caught that in time, or I would have ripped that. Okay. I want this on this side. This is going to be our flap. This is going to close everything up. I want it by the fold. Place your large magnet. I don't know if it has to be large, but I'm using the large magnet. The small would probably do, but I'm using the large magnet just to make sure. Put it close to the fold, about in the center. Alright, because that's going to hold our, yeah, it's going to hold it together. Whew. Glad I thought of that before it was stuck down. Sorry, y'all. I was worrying too much about measurements and missing the big picture here. Big picture is you want a magnet there. You know, worst case scenario, if you screwed that up and didn't get it in there, you could always put it under your pattern paper. But I wanted it sandwiched in between our cardstock, okay? Alright. But like I said, if we wouldn't have caught it, it wouldn't have been the end of the world. Make sure you're putting it by the fold, because that's going to be the edge of your front flap. And look at me, I've got glue all over my board, and that's how I get messy paper, because I have a messy board. I never put my glue thing down. Alright, whatever. It's done. Now, you can set this off to the side. This is why I use black paper. Look at that. I make a mess out of black. I swear. Alright, so the front cover is ready to go. Now we're going to make our box. Alright, for piece B, alright, this was piece A. We folded it, we've glued it, it's our flappy do. For piece B, we need this to be 5 3/8 by 10 3/4. So, 10 3/4, which means we can barely get this out of a sheet of 8.5 by 11. Alright, so we've got 8 3/4. There we go. I mean, no, I'm sorry. 8 3/8. 8 3/8. It would help if I said what I meant. 8 3/8 by 10 3/4. Okay. There's that. Now we got to score it. Let's start with the short end here. And let's score. Pardon my mess. Alright, can you see? Alright. Let's score the short end, the 8 3/4. We're going to score it at a half. And I'm doing this slowly because I tend to jump tracks there. And I should probably use the other. This one actually scores better. But anyway, I guess I should do things right. 1 1/4. Okay, 1 1/4. We're going to go over to 7 1/8. 7 1/8. Whoa, 7 1/8. And 7 7/8. Did I jump? No, I didn't. Okay. 7 7/8. Alright, now let's go along the long side here. This one is at 4 5/8. Alright, 4 5/8. Do it again. And then 5 3/8. Alright. 5 3/8. And then we're going to go down here and do it at 10. Now, obviously, we've got some cutting to do. Okay? Now, let me try and explain this as best I can without screwing up people's brains and without screwing up my brain would be good. I think step 1, go to the end that your score line is further in, not the one that has the score line at, like, 3/4 of an inch. Go to the one, this is your top piece right here, this piece right here, okay? So what I want you to do here is I want you to cut the sides away, okay? And that's the 1/2 inch and the 3/4 inch. Cut all of that away so that you only have that top piece. The rest of it we're gonna keep. Okay. But cut that, and you know, you may want to do it on your trimmer so you have nice edges. Because mine probably won't be terribly straight. I need to get those long Tim Holtz scissors. I think those would be awesome to have. Alright, so we're going to fold here. Okay. Make it straight, line it up, make it straight, burnish. Okay. Now we're going to cut this line to the second line, 1, 2. Alright, so cut in 2, and actually I don't think it would hurt to just remove that entire score mark. You know what I'm saying? My score marks are a little thick. I'm just going to go remove the entire score mark so we actually are missing a little sliver. Like so. Can y'all see that? See how I cut that sliver out? See my finger showing through? Go ahead and cut out a little sliver. We're going to call that for foldability. Yes, indeed, we can make up words if we want. Alright, for foldability, go ahead and fold those little flaps in, because we're going to use those to kind of hold things together. It's going to be a construction piece where we glue and secure pieces together. Okay. But you don't need to fold that second one. Just fold it flat like that and you'll be good. Okay. Now up here on this corner where we got stuff going on, we got a line going this way, we got 2 lines going this way. We can just take that rectangle out. So we're taking out the little 1/2 inch and the 3/4 inch, like so. And I'm just realizing, no, that's right, that's right. I thought I made a mistake. I'm alright, I'm okay, me too. Go ahead and remove that rectangle. Alright. I really should make one before I make the one I'm showing you. Now just go ahead and fold those remaining score lines. This is going to be our sides. Oh goodness. I can't think and work at the same time. I have to think and figure things out and then come show you, and it might make more sense, but hey, why fix it now, right? Oh, and you know what? I should have gone ahead and folded on that score line too, just so it's there. Burnish that one down. You have that side. What we're doing is we're making a box, obviously, but kind of sort of a box. How's that for a definite maybe? Alright. There we go. And one more, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're almost there. Alright, so, buttons on your underwear. What we have here, other than a mess, is the part that we're going to put our envelopes and cards in. Alright, so now this piece, this flappy-do right here, is actually going to attach to that flappy-do right there. I don't know if I want it that way or that way yet. Haven't decided on which I feel will work best. That might be a personal preference thing. This is going to come in like so, and it's going to attach here. Now, Here's the next question, and this one I haven't made a decision on, as to how I want this opening. Now, as you see in this one, it's a pretty good, like a half a circle. Takes up a lot of the page. I don't know if I want it to go that deep into it. I don't know if I want it round. I don't know if I want it pointed. I don't know if maybe I just want to cut it off. Maybe I want to fold it under. I think maybe I do, because that would reinforce the edge. I think that's what I want to do. And you know, you can get fancy and round it. Just remember that when you do your pattern paper, you got to match that arc. Okay, am I off camera? That's why I was kind of thinking of a V. You could do a V. But if you do it straight, then you've got this reinforced edge. You can turn that under, is kind of what I'm thinking. And if we do that, we will just cut this little portion of the 1/2 inch off. You know what I mean? Because we wouldn't need it there. So now I'm debating like how far, and we might ought to look at our pattern paper before we make the call, because maybe there's some pattern paper that would fit right there, and we want to do, you know what I mean, a certain width or a certain shape to match something in our papers. I'm just kind of going through. I don't really remember anything that I necessarily had its own shape to it that I wanted to use. Everything's pretty much 90-degree angles, isn't it? Okay. Alright, just thought I'd check. A nice border would be pretty. Alright, I think I'm going to go with straight. Given the designs on our papers, we've got pretty borders that are straight. We have 90-degree angles. We have... Okay. So for this particular one, because of the paper I'm using, I'm just going to fold it over on itself. So let's decide how far down we want it. This is 5 7/8. No, it isn't. It's 4 5/8. 4 5/8. Let's confirm. Yeah, 4 5/8. So how much do we want to leave? Do we want to leave 4? No, that's too much. Do we want to leave 3? 3 looks about right. Do we want to leave 3 1/2? Looks like too much. 3 1/4 looks good. Let's leave 3 1/4. Alright, so if we're going to leave 3 1/4, hold on. Oh my goodness, don't tell me I got to do math. Alright, so 4... What would that be? 4 5/8 minus 3 1/4 equals 1 1/8. Right? Is that right? Yeah. So, we're going to need to score this at 1 1/8. I think so. And if it's wrong, we're doing it anyway. Alright, so back to the drawing board here. Score this thing at 1 1/8. Does that look like enough? Man, I wish I knew what I was doing. I cannot do math under pressure while y'all watching me. It's not like I'm an accountant. Alright, that's sarcasm because, you know what, I'm an accountant. Or at least I used to be. So, that makes it funny. Ha ha. Y'all laugh. Ha ha. Man, that is so wrong. That's 3 1/2. What was I even trying to do? Oh, I guess I was trying to do 3 1/2. I thought I was doing 3 1/4. Whatever. I subtracted 3 1/2. There it is. You can make it more. Is that going to be too fat? That's too fat. I don't like it. Oh, goodness, goodness, goodness. So we should have scored it at 1 3/8 is what that means. Instead of 1 1/8, let's make it 1 3/8. And y'all, this is your cue to just laugh at me right now because I'm being a dumbass. I mean, oh, I already said it. I'm being a dumbass. So there we go. There's my dumbass move for the day because I wanted that 3 1/4, not 3 1/2 like I wrote down. Okay, because that way I was thinking, you know, you can cut it 3 inches wide and you have your 1/4 inch thing all around it. Whatever. Alright, so just score that at 3 3/8 and fold it and burnish it and we'll be good because that extra score line is going to be hidden on the inside. Nobody has to know about the dumbass move and we'll be good. So this is how it's going to go together. We are going to start here and glue this flap down. Please and thank you. And like I said, that gives us a nice reinforced edge, and I like that. Not to mention it is easier, but I don't always take the easiest route. But once in a while, it works out for me that way. Alright, so there's that edge. I think next we should do here and here. And then we can reach in, I think, and do those. So, because I want to make sure they get stuck down. Oh, maybe I better go ahead. Let's do them. Go ahead and put the glue on. And we'll do it all at once. It won't dry that fast. We'll be fine. Okay, ready, set? Let's do it. Those go inside. This goes down. Oh, shoot. And I didn't cut those. I wasn't thinking. It's alright, we'll do it here in just a second. And we'll cut it with the glue on it. We don't care. Look at that. Just try and line those up where they're kind of sort of almost straight. Hold it for just a second. Get the glue off because you're messy. Reach in here and stick it. And then I'm just going to wipe that a little bit right there. Because, you know, I like to do it messy. Open this guy up. Reach in and make sure you've got your tabs down. Can't even see them. It's so dark in there. Y'all probably looking right at my hair, aren't you? I saw that in my last video. Gray hairs just sticking up, looking stupid. Okay, so they go to the side. That's why I couldn't find them, because they go to the side. Okay. I was being backwards. You guys are probably either thinking I take too much medication or I need some medication. Well, just for the record, I probably need some because I don't take any. Now, I am going to leave this all the way up here. The part I'm going to cut off is just the flat part. I don't want to take it all the way off because I want this on the edge. So, of course, it'd probably have been smart to have planned this ahead of time. But what's the fun in that? It's better to look dumb on your video when you're trying to show other people how to do things, don't you think? Sure! Can't start looking like I know what I'm doing at this stage of the game. Y'all know better. I'm going to have to probably go in with an X-Acto knife and trim that a little closer because I don't like that. But anyway. Alright, let's just do the best you can and call it good. Okay? And if you've got an X-Acto blade, this is why I'm such an X-Acto girl, because I'm such a mess. And my X-Acto blade just saves my butt. Alright. Takes care of my faux pas. There we go. Makes me look like I knew what I was doing to start with. So what y'all would do is just take that same 1 3/8 of an inch off of the flap, which is, you know, the amount that we folded under. Unless, of course, you want to do your little scoop. If you want to do the Scoopy-Doo, or if you want to do, you know, the V. Whatever works with your papers, what I would suggest doing. Alright, so there's that. And that's a pretty sturdy little, you know, I think that's going to be just fine. That's our weakest point right there. But I think it'll still be just fine. Now, we can either put this on the inside or the outside. And I do not like the way that looks on the outside, so I'm doing it just like that. Alright. Now, in my case, this right here seems to be just a smidgen wider than in between my folds. So I'm going to trim that just a hair. Okay. Let's see, which one do I want to use? I want to use this one because it has that nice metal edge and I can see through it and see how much I'm taking off. So I'm going to take off just 1/8 of an inch. Just like so. Where's my X-Acto? Alright, here we go. Saves the day again. Now, that's much nicer. Okay. Okay. Yep. Alright. Before I do that, though, I just don't like that fold. I don't think that fold is quite wide enough, so I just want to scoot that a little bit. Just scoot it, because my score marks are too wide. See, this is why I need to get that score pal, because my score lines are so wide that you can fold on one side of them or the other side of them, and it actually changes your measurements. And I just don't think that's good. I think I need something a little more accurate than what I'm doing in my life here. Okay. Now, I made this so that the this piece right here is going to be double thickness. It's going to have this, right? See, I could have just made these two overlap, but I wanted it to overlap and be even more secure. I wanted this 1/2 inch bit on the back as well. So I kind of maybe overdid that a little bit, but to me, better safe than sorry kind of a deal. I just don't really like the way that fold is. I just don't feel like I have my full 3/4 inch there. So I just want to round it a little bit, push it back just a little bit. There we go. That feels better. Just want to make sure I have plenty of room so that the front, or this side, is as deep as this side. See, I don't want this higher than this. And if this isn't my full 3/4 of an inch, then it kind of makes it slope. I don't want to slope. Am I over-explaining and making y'all crazy? Probably. Sorry. Again, I gotta learn to get this stuff done off camera so I don't confuse people and just irritate you to death. Sorry. Ramblings of a mad woman. I told you, y'all, I've warned you from day one, it's creative therapy. Does that tell you anything? It means the person giving the video needs therapy. Oh, goodness. Alright, I like that better. So let's do this. Let's put glue here, since this goes on the back. Alright. I don't want to put my glue here because this is a teeny bit wider than here. Alright, so I want to put it on this side. And I'm going to put pattern paper over this so it will hide that seam. So don't fret about that. Just don't fret. Alright. So this is going to lay on here and attach to the back. Like so. Oh yeah, look how cute. Look how cute that is. Okay. Now let's reach in here. Get the back down first. There we go. And then get this bit down. Make sure we have good adhesion. There it is. We're going to have to put a magnet in here for our closure. But that is basically going to be our box. That's sticking out just a little bit. Let me just kind of roll or fold them in. Or you know what? I don't want to cut them at an angle. I was thinking about cutting them at an angle. But I think we'll do it like that. We'll get our magnet in there so it closes. And we've almost got our box done. We're going to cover it in some pattern paper. We're going to burnish that down better because that was not a good... Okay, there we go. Was that end? That wasn't quite all the way adhered. Score tape might have been a good idea, huh? I didn't think of that. Ah, we're fine. We are fine. So there is our box. And we're going to make, I don't know how many cards we're going to make yet. But we have to, you know, we have our cards and our envelopes that are all going to go in there. We're going to have at least 4. I was thinking maybe 5 or 6. 7 or 8. I don't know. I'm not much of a card maker. It may just be 5. 5 may be it for us. Or for me. We'll get some pattern paper on this. I want it to push in just a little bit. Okay. We'll get some pattern paper on there to get that a little bit more sturdy. We'll get our magnet, and I've got to decide which papers I want on this. It's going to be cute, 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 cute. Okay, I'll be back. Alright, so I've decided on my paper for the front. Alright, I put my magnet inside with glue, and this is holding it in place right now until it dries, and then I'm going to go put a piece of electrical tape on the back of it so it doesn't catch. You know what I mean? So that when I put things in and out, it doesn't catch. In the meantime, while that dries, I thought I would select my papers. I picked this for the side because I picked this for the front and cut it accordingly. So you're going to want to cut your front and back cover. The pattern paper should be 5 5/8 by 4 3/8. This is like 1/2 inch by 5 3/8. Oh, I'm sorry, 5 5/8. I wonder, I may even just go ahead and put that one on the bottom. That's what I cut off of there. I think I will. I need to shorten it just a little bit. It needs to be 4 3/8. That fits nicely. Just go ahead and work it all the way around there. And then I took a piece of the seam binding. I'd say it's about 2 inches long. Because before I glue this pattern paper down, and by the way, I have inked the edges, I would like to take and put just a little loop of this. I probably didn't need to cut it that long, but oh well, I did. And I just want it about right there. I was going to do it half, but half is going to be right about that line, so we might as well just line it up like that. We want that to stick over the edge a little bit so that we have a way to open and close. How much do we want? About 1/2 inch, I guess. Let's go ahead and glue that down on the back of our paper here. So we have a little pull loop thingy to open and close our box. Okay. Let's try this again. Get it in place. About that much. That looks good. Okay. And then we'll put extra glue there. And just center that best we can to the front. Alright, we're going to have to go ahead and open it down now so that I can burnish that down. I should probably go ahead and do that. Get that out of my mouth. Yes, I'm one of those that uses my mouth as a tool. I need a third hand sometimes, so. Alright, isn't that just perfection? If that doesn't look like it was made to go right there, then I don't know what would. Alright. I love handcrafted items, but I don't really like homemade looking stuff. So, the goal is to make it look like, you know, something that you would spend money on, something that you would purchase as a gift for someone, not just some cheesy something that you threw together, and I think that looks really nice. Now, some of you fancier crafters would probably, you know, cut this out and pop it up and make it more dimensional, and I may put a filigree butterfly on there or something, but I like it just kind of like that. A little plain, I guess. But if you really are going to use this for note cards, you're probably going to want to throw it in a drawer or throw it in a, you know, store it somewhere. And if you have a bunch of stuff on it, which is really pretty, but just gets messed up if you're actually using some things, I think. So I'm just going with that. I want functionality, not, you know, something that has to be sat out on a shelf or something to keep it from getting messed up. This particular item I want user-friendly. Sometimes I like to make things that are just, you know, to be pretty and to sit on a shelf. You know, some albums are made to be a conversation piece, something like a coffee table book, or something you sit on a shelf for people to admire and look through. I've made some of those too, and I enjoy them. But sometimes you just need something that serves the purpose. And that's what I'm going for today with this. Functionality. Okay. There's that. I don't know what I'm doing on the back yet. I was thinking I may put that on the back. I just may, and then I could use that piece over on this side. Not sure yet. I could also put, no, that dragonfly is too gorgeous. I'm going to use that on something. So yeah, I'll probably just go ahead and put the moths on the back because they're pretty. But for now, this is what we've got. And we have a little pull opening. Well, there we go. A pull opener. And then we will cover the sides and the back and our box. Oh no, we got to do the inside. All right, so we need to put something here, something here, something here. We will definitely get that all covered and pretty. Maybe I'll put the bees and the honeycomb in there. I really liked the honeycomb and the bees. You know that paper that had the golden honeycomb stuff on the back? And the bee, or whichever was the back and whichever was the front, I don't know. But I liked the bees. I'll go pick my papers. Alright, so we're just finishing up the inside now. I've cut all my papers and put them on. So the inside flap over on the left, that pattern paper, of course, is going to be the same size as the front and back covers, which was 5 5/8 by 4 3/8. I have cut some pieces here. These are going to go on the inside of the top and the bottom there, just for support and, you know, to finish it off, make it look like it's done. Oh, this piece right here is 3 inches by 5 5/8, and looky there, the dragonfly just fit perfectly. So basically, this entire box has been covered inside and out with one sheet of 12 by 12 paper. And even though I've cut it to grab images, okay, I wanted to get, like, this is continued here. There's some things like this is continued there, kind of. I used the moths or flutterbys or whatever on the back. Everything is covered. These are my last 3 pieces. And look what's left of my 12 by 12 sheet. Alright, I'd say we used it up pretty well. I'm just looking to see if there's anything else left of it. I don't think so. So I'd say that worked out really well. There. There we go. Talk about using the whole darn thing. Alright. So, one 12 by 12 sheet will definitely take care of it for you. Get these out of the way here. I don't know, you think I'd use those for anything? Maybe, you never know. Alright, so all I have to do is glue down these last 3 strips. And we are done with the box. Can you believe it was that easy, everybody? Just that stinking easy. And now comes, for me, the hard part. Probably for other people, the easy part is going to be making cards. But I'm really just not a card maker. So I'm going to make cards, note cards, to put in here. And I think I was just inspired to do this because of those stamps. I saw those stamps. I thought I should use them for cards, you know? What a great opportunity to use those and show them off for cards. And I understand we could use them for other things. I don't know. They just said cards to me. So I'm doing cards. And I thought note cards all purpose. And then I remembered that that little box that I've had forever, and just decided to go this direction. I'm glad I did. I think it's cute. I hope y'all like it. I hope you can get some mileage out of this one. I know I kind of tend to march to a different beat usually, and so Some of my stuff may not be that practical for everybody, and I do apologize. I don't gravitate towards, I don't know, I'm just a little different. I don't seem to care for what most crafters or most of the public even is really drawn to. So some of my stuff, I try not to be too offbeat, and I'm learning, because I mean, what's the point of me making something if nobody wants to make it? You know what I mean? I mean, I'm still going to do my own thing. I'm always going to do my own thing. I don't want to do anybody else's thing. I want to do my thing. But I hope there's some of you out there that like my offbeat, different kind of take on things. And, you know, the world needs those of us that don't like what everybody else does, I reckon. But sometimes it's hard for me to come up with things that I think people would like. I think maybe that's the point of it all. You know? Maybe there's a bunch of other people out there like me that don't want to do something pink and don't want to do something cute and don't want to do something, you know, we just want to do something a little different. I definitely love nature and botanicals and weirdness. I mean, look, I don't do Christmas. I'm the only crafter on the planet that doesn't do Christmas. I do Thanksgiving, and I do fall, and I do spring. Definitely not going to do Easter. Don't like the whole Valentine's mess. But I love spring, and I love nature. And so I thought this line was perfect for me. And don't get me wrong, if you do love Valentine's Day and hearts, and, well, more power to you. I mean, that's just fine. I kind of like to see some of that stuff sometimes, but it's hard for me to make, you know? Alright, so I didn't go with the bees on the inside. Look at that. That's what we went with. I like it. I think I like it. I'm not sure about that over there. Maybe that wasn't my best choice. Maybe I should have flipped it over and done it green. What do y'all think? Well, it's there now. Ha ha ha. And then our cards are going to go in there. Oh yeah, and I think that contrast is actually going to be real pretty. Because I wanted to do the cards in the base of the cream. I think that's going to be gorgeous. Look, it ties in with that really well. Ooh, I'm psyched about it. I hope y'all are psyched too. I'm going to cut this right here, and then I'm going to film the beginning where I do the little walkthrough. So, thanks again for hanging in with me through another one of my rambling, weirdness, put something together kind of tutorials. It's supposed to be a therapy session, y'all. That's why mine isn't normal, because it's a therapy session. That's what I'm calling it. It's my story. I'm sticking with it. There you go. Nature Sketchbook. This is a little note card boxed set. We just have to make the cards in the envelopes that go in it. There it is. There it is. I don't like that inside cover, y'all. I just don't care for that. Dang it. I might have to, I don't know what I want to do about that, but I don't care for that at all. It just looks wrong somehow. Oh, well, the rest of it I love. So, there it is. Thanks again for tuning in. Ciao for now.